What's up, everybody? We are back for Why Cancel Culture, and we have LJ Johnson here, a retired airman, and we're gonna dive right in and learn a little bit about his journey. So, you're a retired airman that once you retired, you actually attended art school
Right. Yep.
for graphics and design, correct?
Right. So originally I was going to do art education, and then after my first semester, I decided I wanted to go a different route, so I switched over to do graphic design.
Nice. So, what made you do 20 years? How many years you do in the Army? I'm sorry, Air Force.
So I like to tell people I did 20 years and a baby. So it was 20 years, 9 months,
Yeah,
and some change.
yeah.
And the thing was I actually tried to go to college right after I graduated high school. I went for a whopping 2 weeks, and that's all it took to figure out that I was not college material at that point. And so followed my father's footsteps. I joined the Air Force because I knew what kind of life it could provide. And originally the plan was what a lot of young people do. I was like, oh, I'll just do my 4 years, I'll learn a skill, get out, and then I'll go back home. And so like I said, 20 plus years later, after traveling the world, meeting a lot of people, seeing a lot of places, and making all kinds of experiences and memories, it was just a great way of life.
Yeah, so after that, you actually did what most people, I think, are scared to do because you made sure you could retire, and then now you're pursuing your dream to the fullest, which I think is pretty dope. I mean, I actually met you in a drawing class, and we aren't traditional college students, so we kind of had each other back, and that actually pivoted off of. I remember I think I called you or talked to you next day, one day in class, and I told you I had a vision for a gallery, and then we actually did the gallery and we sold some pieces that to the Oak Grove Community Center. Our painting is actually still up in there with our signature on it. You remember that?
I do. That was,
Yeah.
that was by far one of my best experiences that I've gotten from my college experience. Because, like you said, by far, definitely not traditional students,
Yeah.
either one of us. And
I remember during critique, you used to save my life. I get up there and be like, yeah, then you'll say something like disagree with me, or people be just quiet staring at me while I'm talking.
I spent 3 years as an instructor while I was in the Air Force, and I know how painful it is to be in front of a crowd and it just be crickets.
Yeah.
And in college, you know how it is. Like a lot of people, some people got too much to say.
Oh yeah.
And some people don't have anything to say. And so when your friend's up there, you want to make sure you're supporting them.
So how did you feel when I came to you like, man, I got this vision about a gallery, and I want you to do it with me? And I just felt like, man, and then we got invited to like one of the museums. Remember, we got invited to be a member of one of the museums in Kentucky at the time. And
overwhelmed, scared.
yeah.
But again, it was like one of those things where I was like, you know what? I know that this is another opportunity that if I don't do this, I'll sit and wonder to myself, why didn't I? What could have been, kind of thing. And that's what life's about, is having those experiences, having those memories. Because like you said, we have a painting that we did together that is hanging up that people see on a daily basis.
And they don't know who we are.
And they don't know who we are.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I am too.
One thing I don't ever want in my life, I don't want to be famous for nothing. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm happy being, being me. So.
And after that, we man, I felt like I never forget the day I actually brought that canvas to your house, and we did it right there. I never expected it to be sold for how much it was sold for, and I just didn't expect that, man. That's pretty cool. And then on top of that, after that, we did another thing. What was it? Was it
We did the Frolic on Franklin.
Yeah.
Downtown. And we had our booth set up, and another experience that, honestly, like one of the things that I'm so grateful for being friends with you is like, I wouldn't have done that by myself,
Hey, you was
but
killing
you was
that
like,
shit, yeah.
but you're like, guess what we're doing? It wasn't, hey, do you want to? It was like, hey, guess what we're doing next? And I was like, okay, I guess we're doing this next.
Like, hey, you was killing out there with the flames. I mean, you was drawing a crowd. People came in like, you gonna lower your price? I was like, no, because I was trying to be an artist. Like, I was trying to be like, like, nah, I'm not lowering my price. The right customer will buy it. I didn't sell shit that day. But it was cool to see you doing the flames and drawing that crowd, man. It's like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, so how is art now these days? I graduated and I'm in my master's program now in communications and leadership, actually. And I think you graduate in May, right?
I'll graduate in May, and been really fortunate because when let's see, I guess it was back when COVID and all that kicked off, and everybody transitioned, everything went online and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I was looking at what classes to take next, and I ended up taking digital 3D with Heather Abels, Professor Abels. And honestly, man, like
she knew
that was she's
the one that did Frozen.
She's Scott's wife.
Oh,
yeah.
so she was on. So she did Frozen stuff.
Yeah,
right?
she actually just recently worked on Encanto, which is a new Disney movie that just came out.
Yeah.
She worked on My Little Pony, which is on Netflix now. Like, she's done a lot of amazing things in her career. But she was, I know you've had professors who really impacted you.
Yeah. And shout out to Billy. Shout out to Fonstop.
She for me, like, she hands down has been like extremely impactful for me. So I actually started taking a lot of like kind of animation-ish kind of geared stuff. I took digital 3D, I took visual effects 1 and 2, took digital painting. I took all these classes with Heather because, like, just as a professor, she was so she wasn't concerned about, did you check this box? She was concerned about, did you learn something from this? And she would tell me all the time, she's like, you might not make the best work. She's like, but your effort, and I see you trying. She's like, and I'd rather have that than somebody who just does the most amazing, work that you've ever seen.
So she better. Listen, I feel like Scott always gave me her husband gave me a hard time all the fucking time. Gave me a damn C one time for not labeling the project right. I had to go around class like, hey, did you label the project right? It was like, no, what's your grade? A? I'm like, nah.
Well, I'll tell you this, I didn't make A's in her classes. I made B's.
He changed my grade.
He
changed my grade.
But she, I mean, it's just been, as far as, you asked, how is art now? For me, with graphic design being my major, it's been really cool to be able to do some other things that are not part of graphic design, but they can help me. Because, with today, you get a lot of stop motion graphics, you get a lot of GIFs, you get like all these new areas of graphic design and art. And it's been cool to be able to like kind of dabble in different areas and not just be stuck to one thing.
Oh yeah. So let me ask you this right here. What's your views on cancel culture? Because I ask everybody this because
How long we got?
Listen, man, I ask everybody this because I think what made me dive into this was the David Chappelle thing. Mm-hmm. And I heard about it before I watched it. I heard about the uproar, and then when I watched it, some people have really, really dark comedy.
Right.
But I think they missed the message that he was trying to deliver. Like Bill Burr, I can't remember, damn. I don't want to mess his name up when I say it. You know what I'm talking about? He's like a redhead, but he got his hair cut. Mm-hmm. Now, he's fucking funny as hell, and he has no filter at all. And I really think that, like, people misunderstand comedy sometimes. Music, that's kind of like I can understand sometimes when it comes to music, probably.
Right.
But what's your views on cancel culture?
So here's the thing. Cancel culture, I think, is extremely detrimental to our society, because the truth of it is none of us are perfect, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't learn about history, right? If you don't learn about this happened and here's why it happened and stuff like that, those are important lessons.
Oh, you're speaking on the current things, right? Like
I'm talking, cancel culture is all like
they're trying to get rid of history
they're
or something like that.
History, they're trying to get rid of TV shows. When you talk about culture, right? I think about things like, you look at things we grew up with, right?
Yeah.
Certain TV shows, certain products, things like that they want to get rid of, and they say they're offensive, this, that, or the other. It's a lot like art. Art is subjective, right?
Yeah.
Being offended is subjective. Like, I've never seen people be so sensitive as they are now, where it's like everything, well, you gotta be careful because that might offend this person or it might offend that person. You've heard the saying, you can't make everyone happy.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and me,
you're gonna offend people. Somebody's gonna be offended.
You know me, I go against the grain.
right?
On purpose.
You know?
Yeah, on purpose.
So I don't know. I just think that cancel culture is really detrimental. I think that it's very selective too, because you see some people that they say one thing and then they're gone, and then somebody else can say pretty much the exact same thing, but depending upon who they are, it's all good.
Selective politicking. Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, I mean, it's dangerous. Cancel culture is dangerous because it divides people. And if anything, over these last few years, we should know that being divided is not the way to go. You know, when we were all put on quarantine and lockdowns and all that, I don't know about you, I'm lucky I'm alive that my wife didn't like end me because being stuck at home, like I could understand if I hadn't made it through that.
Yeah, you crazy, man.
You need interaction with other people. You know me. I am a big people person.
Yeah.
I'm like an
social butterfly,
introvert, because like I don't really like people, but I love people. You know what I'm saying? You know how I am. And you know, I've been told all the time I've never met a stranger. Like I'll talk to anybody.
Yeah, I remember first day we was in class, we looked at each other and started talking. Yeah.
So,
but you know what, man? Back on the quarantine thing. To be honest with you, I never actually had the quarantine, but probably maybe. I think when quarantine happened, I was working on my movie. Mm-hmm. Kelly was working remote to see her patients through the internet, so he's always busy. Plus, I think we stay so busy that if we even have time like that, shit, we gonna enjoy the moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You were lucky.
You'll get in trouble.
I had to find things to keep myself busy. You know, which is a good thing and a bad, a blessing and a curse. You know.
Yeah. So. Oh yeah. Wait. Before I ask you this last question, I do want. I know last time we talked, I think it was before the quarantine. You showed me like these little gadgets you was making. Like I think it was like a Ghostbuster prototype type of gun or something like that.
So yeah, it's I've gotten to where I'm trying to like make basically like movie props and stuff like that. Like I made a canister from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Movie. I made like the ooze canister and stuff like that, and I got a 3D printer recently, which is pretty cool. Kind of a little sneak peek. Not that anybody who watches this is gonna know what I'm talking about, but next semester for one of my classes, you know, we had to design like this fake company.
Yeah.
Right? So I got some pretty cool ideas for that about, you know, you see all these people doing crafts and stuff at home, right? Making shirts and 3D print stuff and all that. You know? Those things are expensive. That equipment's expensive. I think it'd be pretty cool if you had a place you could go and have access to all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that's my...
Hey, we're going to talk off camera about those movie prompts.
All right.
Yeah, we got to, yeah. But can you tell people how to get in contact with you, maybe follow you on Instagram? I know you're not really big on social media like that. Yeah,
I'm kind of a social media recluse.
Yeah.
But you can hit me up on Instagram if you so desire. Let me make sure I'm accurate with this, because you know you gotta have two accounts, right? You gotta have your personal life account and your art account, right? So for my art account, if anyone is interested, it is Luke J527. Yes, it's random because there's other Luke J's out there, I guess, you know. But
how you spell
LUCJ.
Okay.
LUCJ527.
Oh no, you definitely come up.
So at Instagram.
Hey man, you know it's always love, and y'all make sure y'all follow him and check his art out. I mean, we've sold a lot of art together, and it's definitely worth it. I know a lot of soldiers bought an American flag piece that he does, and his art is incredible. The shit he do is not normal. Trust me. I appreciate you for coming on the show as always,
definitely,
bro.
man.
Always
appreciate
love.
You asking me.
And we out.